Have you ever wondered if the past is truly gone or if it lingers, waiting for us to remember? Meet Beatrice, a woman who insists she isn't old, just seasoned. At 87, she resides in the Golden Years Retirement Village, a place she jokingly calls God's waiting room. Her days are filled with predictable routines: morning tea, chair yoga, which she mostly observes, and midday news, which she claims is just a competition to see who can shout the loudest about the end of the world. Beatrice, however, holds a secret, a life lived vividly before the quiet hum of retirement settled in. She was once a celebrated botanist, her name whispered in hallowed halls and research labs across the globe. Her specialty, orchids. Not just any orchids, but the elusive and almost mythical dragon's breath orchid, rumored to bloom only under the most specific conditions. Her apartment reflects this past. Books overflow from shelves, pressing against walls adorned with faded photographs of greenhouses bursting with vibrant colors. Pressed flowers, like captured butterflies, decorate every surface. But the centerpiece, a large, empty terrarium, hints at her unfinished symphony. It was meant to house the dragon's breath, a project that consumed her life, yet ultimately eluded her grasp. Now, Beatrice mostly tends to a small collection of common orchids, cattleyas and phalaenopsis. Their familiar blooms, a pale imitation of the fiery dragon's brie, still flickers in her dreams. One blustery afternoon, a young woman named Clara arrives at the Golden Years Retirement Village. Clara is a volunteer, a bright-eyed college student assigned to enrich the lives of the residents. During her first few visits, Clara finds Beatrice reserved, polite, but distant, more interested in the crossword puzzle than engaging in conversation. Clara, however, is persistent. She notices the books, the photographs, the faint scent of earth and orchids that clings to Beatrice's apartment. She senses a story buried beneath the surface. One day, she brings a simple gift, a small, struggling orchid rescued from a local grocery store. It's a sickly thing, its leaves yellowing, its single bloom drooping. "I thought maybe you could bring it back to life," Clara says, handing it to Beatrice. Beatrice examines the orchid with a practiced eye. "It's a lost cause, dear," she sighs. "Needs too much, gives too little." But maybe, Clara counters, it just needs someone who understands it. That night, something shifts in Beatrice. Perhaps it's Clara's unwavering optimism or the challenge presented by the ailing orchid. Carefully repots the plant, adjusts the humidity, and provides a gentle dose of fertilizer. As she works, memories flood back, the thrill of discovery, the frustration of failure, the countless hours spent chasing the elusive dragon's breath. The brilliant man who first ignited her passion for orchids. He challenged her, pushed her beyond her limits, and ultimately broke her heart when he published their research on the dragon's breath under his sole name, effectively erasing her contribution. The betrayal stung for years, poisoning her ambition and leading her to abandon the search for the orchid. Days turn into weeks, and Beatrice dedicates herself to the ailing orchid. She talks to it, sings to it, coaxing it back to life. Clara visits regularly, her presence a gentle reminder of Beatrice's forgotten purpose. Slowly, miraculously, the orchid begins to revive. New leaves unfurl, their green vibrant and healthy. A new bloom emerges, small, but strong. One afternoon, Clara finds Beatrice staring intently at the terrarium, the one meant for the dragon's breath. It's covered in dust, a forgotten symbol of a dream abandoned. "What are you thinking about?" Clara asks softly. Beatrice turns, her eyes filled with a mixture of longing and regret. "The dragon's breath," she says. "It was more than just a plant, Clara. It was a symbol of what I could have been." "But you are," Clara says quickly. "Look at this orchid. You brought it back from the brink. That's pretty amazing." Beatrice smiles sadly. "It's not the same. The dragon's breath. It was my Everest." Clara sits beside her, pondering. "Do you think," she begins hesitantly, "do you think it's too late to try again?" Beatrice laughs, a dry, brittle sound. "Too late. Dear girl, I'm 87. My climbing days are over." "But maybe," Clara persists, "maybe you don't have to climb it. Maybe you can find a new path to the top." Clara's words ignite a spark within Beatrice. She remembers the countless field notes, the detailed observations, the near breakthrough she had while researching dragon's breath. Perhaps with a fresh perspective, a new approach, she realizes her failure wasn't just about the orchid. It was about the bitterness she allowed to consume her, a self-imposed exile from her passion. Alistair's betrayal, though profound, had become a shield. It was time to lower it. Beatrice asked Clara for help navigating the internet, a task she finds bewildering. They spend hours researching recent expeditions to the remote mountain regions where the dragon's breath is rumored to grow. They connect with botanists online, sharing theories and observations. Weeks turn into months, and Beatrice is transformed. The quiet retiree is gone, replaced by a woman buzzing with energy and purpose. She's emailing scientists in Nepal, poring over satellite images, and even considering a crowdfunding campaign to finance a new expedition. One evening, Beatrice receives an email from a young botanist named Ben, working in a remote research station in the Himalayas. He's read her published papers, devoured her theories, and believes he may have found a clue to the orchid's elusive blooming cycle. He sends her a photograph, a tantalizing glimpse of a single unopened bud, resembling nothing she has ever seen. Beatrice stares at the image, her heart pounding. It could be nothing, a mere coincidence. But something within her, a long dormant instinct, tells her this is it. This is the dragon's breath. She knows she can't physically trek to the Himalayas. Her body is frail, her bones brittle. But she realizes Clara was right. There's more than one way to climb a mountain. She funds Ben's research, providing him with the resources he needs to continue his observations. She mentors him, guiding him with her decades of experience. She becomes his eyes, his ears, his connection to the scientific community. Months later, Ben sends Beatrice another email, this one containing several photographs. They show the dragon's breath in full bloom, its petals unfurling in fiery hues of red and orange, its fragrance filling the air with a sweet, intoxicating scent. Beatrice weeps, tears of joy and relief streaming down her face. She did it. She finally found the dragon's breath not with her own hands, but with her mind, her spirit, her unwavering belief in the power of persistence. Clara rushes in, hearing the commotion. Beatrice shows her the photographs, her voice trembling with emotion. "We did it, Clara," she says. "We did it." That evening, as the sun sets, casting a golden glow over the Golden Years retirement village, Beatrice sits in her apartment, surrounded by her orchids, her books, her memories. The terrarium, once a symbol of failure, now holds a framed photograph of the dragon's breath in full bloom. She realizes that aging isn't about fading away, but about rediscovering the passions that burn within us. It's about finding new ways to contribute, to inspire, to leave a lasting legacy. It's about understanding that wisdom isn't just about accumulating knowledge, but about sharing it with others. And sometimes, the greatest discoveries are not found in faraway lands, but in the quiet corners of our own hearts. The dragon's breath wasn't just a flower, it was a reminder that even in the winter of life, beauty can still bloom. And the most potent fertilizer is often simply the belief in another person's potential, combined with a little courage to believe in your own.